This podcast is brought to you by Contessa Digital.
Maybe it's just me, but I feel like every creator, every industry I know of that's in the self-help space has been accused of gatekeeping lately. That whenever you see people go online and talk about making money or finding love or, perfecting your skin, any of that stuff, there will always be someone in the comments section who is saying that they are not giving away enough and that they are gatekeeping and not telling the true secrets behind something. So I want to talk about the true secret that happily married women know that a lot of people don't. So welcome to Confidently Cherished. My name is Keshia Rice. I am a dating coach and hypnotherapist. I help ambitious women learn how to heal from their unhealthy relationship patterns and to attract high-value partners who will cherish them. And I was watching one video in particular on TikTok, and this woman asked the question, why is it that the women who are giving dating advice and relationship advice online are women who are single or women who are, they have a sugar daddy, sugar baby relationship. And it's not the normal happily married woman out here giving this advice. And I want to share 3 reasons why you think that's the case. And I want to emphasize think that's the case because as I get into these points, you'll see that there's more of that than you think. And, if you're listening to me, I am a happy woman who is married, and I'm a dating coach. So obviously, I am one example of that being debunked. But number one, just in general, people who are happy aren't spending as much time online. When you are out here living your life, having a good time, enjoying yourself, you're just not thinking about posting. Again, I am a dating coach. I have a business to run, and I have a business coach who is always on my behind about the fact that I do not post enough, and that when I do post, I'm not posting enough of me and my husband and, promoting the fact that I am a happily married dating coach. And she's right. I oftentimes when my husband and I are spending time together and we're, having fun or whatever, I just don't remember to take pictures. And, the last time we were out, we talked about this, he and I, and he was reminding me to take pictures, and I did take pictures, and I forgot to post them. So at some point, I will probably do that. But just to that point, when you are out here living life and enjoying life and being in the moment, and, part of embracing your feminine energy is being present. When you're doing those things, you're just not thinking as much about TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and all of that. I wouldn't think about it as much as I do if it wasn't a part of my business. And sometimes, I set timers to be online to remind myself to go online. So that is one reason. The second reason is there are some creators who are happy and in relationships and they are giving advice, but you're just not seeing it. Again, I mentioned me, but if you go back a few episodes, I interviewed Keisha Pert. She's on TikTok as, I believe is Your Dating Bestie. And, she is engaged. Her TikTok account started with her being single, and you got to follow along with her adventures with her dating until she met the man who became her now fiance. There are Off the top of my head, I can think of at least a few, like a handful of creators who are in happy, committed relationships who regularly post about their relationship. However, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, what all of these have in common is that they work with algorithms, and their goal is to keep you on those apps as long as they possibly can. Part of that is they are going to show you what you are interested in, and they base what you're interested in on your previous history. So if you found yourself getting into the rabbit hole of unhappily coupled people or unhappily singled people, and you liked a few or 10 videos of women talking about men are trash or talking about how to get over on men, how to manipulate men, any of that stuff, these social media platforms are going to keep showing you more of that because they figure that's what you like. That's what will keep you on the app. So let's keep showing you more and more of it. In the process, you're going to see more and more of this negative dating content, and you're going to see less and less of the positive dating content. Once you fall down that wormhole, it is hard to get out. So, the best thing that you can do is once you do discover a positive content creator, is to like and follow them. See who they interact with, and then start following and liking similar content until your algorithm changes. And it's funny because this is how it works on social media, but this is how it works in real life as well. If I told you not to think about a pink elephant, the first thing that comes in your mind would be a pink elephant. So when you are constantly telling yourself that there's no hope for relationships, you're not going to find the person who's right for you, men are trash, all men cheat, any of that stuff, you're going to keep finding things in your real life that confirm it. You will hear about friends in terrible relationships. Again, you will go on social media and people are talking about their terrible relationships. You will, flip channels while you're watching TV or look for recommendations on Netflix, and the TV shows, movies that get put in front of you are people in unhappy relationships. So you have to then do some intentional work to change both your social media algorithm and to change your real life algorithm. And the third reason is you are getting advice from happily married women, but it is advice that you don't want to hear, so you dismiss it. Or you think the advice is too simple, so you dismiss it. When I work with my clients in my Confidently Cherished program, we go through a variety of things. There's a whole process I have for them on developing the type of, happy, whole relationship that they are looking for. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to one thing, and I'm not even going to make you pay me, right, for this. It boils down to people treat you the way you teach them to treat you. People love you the way that you love yourself. So it is all about developing this self-love, and as you truly learn to love yourself and understand what that means, because that part is a process. We hear about self-love, but until you get to a place in your life where you have grown and you've done the inner work, and you also understand that self-love and self-care is not just bubble baths and, perfume and wearing silky clothes and all that, but it is holding yourself accountable, being real with yourself, getting honest with yourself and where your pitfalls are. Until you do all of that and truly understand self-love, that is when you also understand that self-love makes you more magnetic. Self-love makes you less willing to tolerate relationships that don't serve you. And self-love gives you the patience and the strength to not settle and to only accept, princess treatment, to only accept love from people who truly love you and care about you. And that is when you attract the relationships that reflect that. That is when you attract people, not just romantic relationships, but even friends, work relationships, all of the above, where you are treated better, where you are both loved and respected. And a lot of times when I'm online and I see, happily married women give advice on how to be happily married, a lot of their advice comes from that. It comes from love yourself, be patient, don't be willing to settle, stand firm on your boundaries, know your standards. That's the type of advice that is given. And I will go in the comments section, and instead, women are asking, well, how can I change the man? How can I make him do this? How can I make him do that? Love, at the end of the day, you can't control anyone but yourself. And if you were in a string of unhealthy relationships, the common denominator is you. And that's not to say that those men weren't trash, because if you say they were, I believe you. But it's not about them. It's about your response to them, how you choose to stay in those relationships, how you notice the red flags and decide to continue anyways. Trash men will always exist, just like good men will always exist. But it is a matter of where you place your focus, because like the example with the pink elephant, if you place your focus on the good relationships out here, if you hold yourself accountable to doing the work on yourself so that you can sustain being in a good relationship, then it's going to be the good men that fill your algorithm of life, right? You're not going to notice as many trash men coming through. And when you do notice them, they're going to be a blip on the radar because you're going to immediately steer clear. So again, this is the secret that married women may not have told you, is that it is not a matter of looking for ways to manipulate men, control men. It is not looking for ways to adjust their behavior. The key to having a great relationship and attracting great love is to have a great love with yourself first and know that everything else will flow out of it. So I hope you found this episode helpful. If you did, be sure to leave a great review for this podcast on iTunes or on Spotify, wherever you're listening. And also, just let me know what you're doing to love yourself more. I'm on social media, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Keshia Rice, KESHIA RICE. So yeah, message me. Let me know how you're going to love yourself more. I will talk to you soon. Love you so much. Bye. Hey there. So you made it all the way to the end of the episode, which means I have two things to say. One, thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. And two, you like me. You really like me. So I would appreciate it if you would show that like by subscribing to this podcast so that more people can hear about it and enjoy it as much as you do. And if you want to know more about any of the links that I mentioned on this episode or any guests that I've had, be sure to go to KeshiaRice.com/links. That's KeshiaRice.com/links. I can't wait to talk to you again in the next episode. So see you then.